Greetings, Athenian community. Eric Niles here. It's been a difficult week since I last talked to all of you. The murder of George Floyd, the protests around the country, quite frankly around the world, that are forcing all of us to confront the unjust way that we have treated people of color for far too long in this country and in this world. The fear of COVID and the hope that maybe things are getting better, but really just simply not knowing yet. And the cumulative total of 2 months of quarantine have all come together to make it a very difficult week. We've had deep and difficult conversations around equity and inclusion this week, and acknowledged that despite our efforts, we haven't done well enough yet, that everybody doesn't feel included at Athenian. We need to understand that more deeply. We need to look inside each one of us individually and understand what we bring to that dynamic, and we need to better understand what every member of the Athenian community needs from us individually and collectively. We're committed to that work, and I'm really hopeful about the outcomes of that work. I have great pride and hope when I think about the class of 2020 who are graduating this Friday here at Athenian. I think about the graceful way you've handled quarantine and our move to distance learning, and the way you've mentored something to younger students and modeled something to them. I've watched you from afar be of service to the Athenian community and the community beyond during your days while you were in quarantine. I even saw this week that some of you took the placards on your front lawn that were there to celebrate your graduation from the class of 2020 at Athenian, and you turned them around from that side to the blank side behind, and you wrote messages of solidarity for everyone in society. That made me know that you understood the deep meaning of an Athenian education, and that your graduation is a time to celebrate and show great pride for what you've done, but to also understand that our job together is to solve even bigger problems and handle the moments ahead together. I want to thank all of you in the class of 2020 for the ways you've made the Athenian community better and stronger in your time at Athenian. And it gives me great joy to think about the ways you will improve the college communities you're about to enter. That you won't simply join those communities, you will create community by showing them something about your Athenian education and the way that you have embodied that education, and will bring it to their worlds. For those of us who are staying behind, let's reinvigorate our efforts to do even better at Athenian. I was thinking about our strategic planning process. We made such great progress before we went out into quarantine and had to shut that process down. And I'm confident that we will start it again in the fall. But I want to urge all of us to not start where we left off, but instead to acknowledge that the ground underneath us has shifted these last 2 months, and in particular this last week. Let's stop and look around and acknowledge that shift. And as we think about the next 5 and 10 and 20 years at Athenian, let's think, how do we build on 55 years of history and what we've learned in recent months? And how do we make an even better version of Athenian? That is a joyful thought for me to think about. Let me leave it here. Please be well. Please stay healthy and safe. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.